Hey everybody, I'm Lee with Olsen Equine, and today I got something special for you. So check this out. So these are new horses to us, and I just trimmed the bottom of this foot, and you can tell that it's a pretty nice foot. And I know that by just looking at the coronary band. There's nothing coming up, nothing pushing back, and if you look around the front, the hoof does look like the coronary band. So pretty good feet. I was not real impressed with how the feet were shod. This is the shoe that it had on. And use whatever shoes you want, but when they're shaped like a square, the feet are gonna look like a square. So Nathan is working on his certification, and as you know, we believe in certification. We don't always shoe like it. Come on, Nathan. But come watch this, Sandy. So if you look at the bottom of the foot, it trimmed up really well. And yeah, these heels do wanna kinda come in. There's some stuff to work on, but today we're just gonna do normal shoeing. Go ahead, Nathan. So Nathan's gonna show you what we do. And we're just ultimately getting out the distortion that's there. There's a little bit in that toe quarter from the square shoe. And he's just gonna gather up that foot, and it's just gonna kind of mirror the white line. So what he's doing is taking the hoof wall, you can see it's wider here. He's just gonna bring it in a little more. So get that right there. You like it? I'd go just a hair more there and more there. Okay, so the white line, the wall is the same thickness. We can't do much back here, so we're just worried about up here. So we're just trying to make the wall the same thickness all the way around. So I would go just a little bit more right there and right there. All right, let's put it on the front peg. So the last thing we want to do is over rasp the wall, but he's just going to be removing the distortion. And if you look before he starts, you see this flat spot. It makes it pretty simple. See, nothing to take there, not much to take at the toe, but some to gather there. Go ahead. He's doing a good job with overlapping his rasp. Just a good way to gather the foot up. This is why shoeing is tricky, because length makes it hard and distortion makes it tricky. So you got to remove that, but the last thing you want to do is overdress the walls, because then the feet fall apart. Same way with setting the shoe back excessively. You see how the flat spot's nearly gone there? That makes it pretty easy for him when he's topping. All he has to do is feel for a line. The line's still there, and it's got to take a little bit more. Okay. Yep. So you can see, Nathan, that your line has disappeared right there, right?
Right.
So what about this lateral side? Still there? A little bit. And then I want you to come up just right there, just a little bit. That way we don't have to finish it afterwards, right?
Right.
The short version is, folks, if you trim the feet well, you shouldn't have to do a lot of crazy finish work, and then you prevent shaping the foot to the shoe instead of the shoe to the foot is what you're supposed to do. Just a way to kind of keep you honest. Pretty good. All right. So now we'll go to shaping our shoe. Check this out. So this is how I teach Nathan define the widest part of the foot, because we want to fit this foot pretty well. So when you put a straight edge up against it, we know that's where the widest part is, and I'm documenting in my mind that this is unsymmetrical, straight on the inside. But even when they're straight on the inside, there's always a widest part, and this is just a little bit higher, right, than it is right there. So about 4th nail hole, about 3rd nail hole. And then one more thing you can do is, if you just, the ruler works better, but if you just want to mark your rasp, now that I know that's, if I shape my shoe how it should be, and it's not that width, there's no point in even coming over here. Got Jeb working over here. Looks like a salad bowl with a fullered heel. Is that right, Jeb? Right. Look at this, Andy. So we love the salad bowl around here, and as you can tell, it just creates more depth underneath the shoe. So shorter toe, more depth, longer lateral heel. Check, check, check. All right, so what I'll do is I'll just put this line right here and I'll mark it right there. So now I can just slap my shoe up there. So just for Nathan to practice, what we're gonna do, we're gonna use an aught eventer and we're just gonna do a little follow the leader here. First thing I do is knock out the sole pressure. Kind of creates what we like to call the salad bowl shoe, but it's not very extreme, not like Jeb had. He's working on a really flat-footed horse, as you can see right there. So we're going to do a little bit, but not a lot. So now I'm going to broaden the toe just a little bit. I'm going to mark the lateral heel before I forget. This is a straight medial side, so step one is to make sure that's straight. And bring that in. And then about the widest part, about the third nail hole, right there. I'm going to straighten this up, and I want to get out to the widest part, right? So I'm going to just leave it that wide. And then I put it in my box right here. And look at that. Nailed the line. Shape is pretty close. Toe to heel. Toe to heel does not line up on that one, but it does on this one, right? So just gonna kind of bring that in just a little bit. I like that move because it actually tightens the toe up too. So now toe to heel. So if your toe doesn't line up with your heel, you know you either trimmed it wrong or your shape isn't right. And then if it's not the right width, there's no point in even going over there. And bring this in just a little bit because he's got a contracted medial heel pretty good. That's not hot enough to get much done burning it on, but we're just gonna go check. Key is every time I put it in this box, there's a straight edge right here, so I can find my widest part right there. And then I can find my widest part right here, as you can see when I put my Grant Moon hammer or tongs, or whatever, and that's gonna be close. So. Key is just efficiency here. Oh, I think I made it a little too wide. Yep. But that lateral side fits really well. Just need to tighten it up, and it's a lot more straighter right here. That's typical for getting caught up in shaping for an ideal foot when you're not shoeing an ideal foot. So that's not near hot enough. I'm trying not to overburn it because I'm going to let Nathan shape to it too, but watch this. No. Finishing his salad, same thing on the other foot. Let's shape on this. Okay, so this isn't very hot, but it's when the toe fits, the rest is pretty easy to shape. And really, I could shape this cold. So, want to bring it a little straighter. I want to bring this around just a little bit more. The key is, when you're fitting feet, is starting at the toe and working your way around, because if you try to get this and you change the toe, it'll change the whole shape. So. And this is a mix between shoeing this foot for, look at that. This is a mix for shoeing this foot for what we have today and what we want the next time. So I think that's a pretty ideal fit. I'm gonna box it and maybe touch it up a little bit, but that's gonna be really close. And we're gonna show Nathan doing it, but that's just a good way to speed things up. I hope it helps you with shoeing horses, and get it right, measure the feet, find the widest part, get the toe first and follow it around to the heel. Have a great day. God bless America. So what happened is I shaped the shoe pretty close to what I had in my mind, to a good foot. Right. That's like shaping to patterns are important, right? But that's not a normal foot, right? It's kind of got some distortion. We'll get it there soon, hopefully. But for right now, you got to shape it to what's there and what you want to be there. So it's a mix between ideal and reality. Right. So go ahead. Nice. Perfect. He did it fourth nail hole to fourth nail hole. That was perfect. That's good. It's not as square as I start. That was half my trouble. Put it in a vise right there, you're just kind of hanging out here. If you vise it up right there, now you got 2 points of contact. See that? A lot sturdier. Yeah. He's working at that. Come look at this. So my lateral side fits pretty well. It's just, you can see my black marks from my marker. There's just not much to take off here, and I don't want to have a lot of expansion because A, this is a barrel horse. B, that's the outside of the foot, the lateral side is in pretty good shape. Medial is the side that we have trouble on. So I'm setting my shoe where I want it, and I'm just going to grind down on the part that would be exposed in hopes that that foot will relax and we'll have a good foot next time. So lateral side first, see the black mark? All right, so I'm going to get after this side. So when you grind a shoe like that much, you got to make sure you don't have sharp spots. And then I just slightly seated my shoe out. I can just clean it up with the grinder. So that just eliminates any sole pressure. It also allows me to set my shoe down on the foot just a little bit more, creating a shorter toe while fitting the toe. And this part right here is purely just to make it look better. Let's go see how it looks on the foot. Yeah, I like that a lot. So you can see we got a little room for expansion, but not a lot. So that'll nail right up. We'll let Nathan work at it a little bit, and then I'll nail this on when we're done. Know what you're gonna do to it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Don't want him wasting heat. Okay, he's gonna put it in the box. He's gonna check it out. Always put it square in the box. Box mean. How are we doing? Like your widest part right here?
Yeah.
We can cheat here a little bit, actually. So, you're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
This is the problem. See how straight mine is right here?
Yeah.
So you got the toe really nice, but see how it comes out here? You're shaping it for a better foot than what it is, and that was my problem the first time too, right? So you want to bring it over here. Just kind of get a clean slate by getting it straight. Then you come back up and find where it needs to come in at, which is around the second nail hole. See how good your outside looks like mine? It's pretty much the same thing, right? So the only thing that was missing was that. So I come back up to where the second nail hole was, put it just over the horn. Bam. So why don't you go see what that looks like on the foot for you? So this is the beautiful part about certification, is that it teaches skills, but it's also timed, so you have to be efficient. So that shoe's nice and cold, so you don't have to worry about hurting the foot, right? How do we like it? Pretty close? Yeah. And just remember when you're looking at it, like, don't get caught up on what you want it to be. Think about reality, because it's a fit test. So yeah. All right, so what I'll do right now is I'll just nail this on. I feel like Nathan's had a good opportunity to learn right there. So, since I didn't get a good chance to burn this very well, I'm just going to kind of rasp in my salad bowl a little bit more. So that is one way I get a shorter toe while fitting the foot. And I don't really like pressure right there. So I think that's pretty good. When I look at it, I'm looking for proportions. I'm looking at this and this, this and this. So the center rotation is always going to be about a 3/4 of an inch back from the trimmed frog. That's why I try to leave as much frog as I can, but I have to find the real frog, so the apex. So that's why I did that. I could make a real sexy frog, but I'd rather have a little extra frog and have it less trimmed up. I found that helps my feet improve, and especially on horses like this. Don't really love that nail, but it's got my shoe where I want it, so I'm going to leave it. And here's a little trick that we do. We use slim blades in the heel nails, and then we use city nails where the wall's thicker. This gives us a little bit more holding power. Pull that because I didn't really like the way it felt. It's a good opportunity to move my shoe if I don't love where it's at. I think that's going to be good. So reach for another slim blade nail since the walls are so thin back here. And we get a lot of comments from some people on Facebook that, why don't you use the heel nails? That won't stay on. Well, you want to nail nails in the weakest part of the foot, and the back half of the foot is supported by cartilage, so it has more movement. So you're just taking a risk on a hot nail, tearing the foot up. Even if it's not a hot nail, if you don't hit blood, it just causes discomfort. And we want to rebuild a healthy hoof capsule. So, look at that. So, let's look at this medial heel, because that's really the story on this horse. So you can see how I set my shoe out a little bit, but I ground it down to where it's safe, where he's not going to step on it. Look up there, Sandy. And the reason why they score nail lines on the certification test is because you can tell you're fit by a good nail line. So you want it ascending to the toe. These could have been higher, but they are in a line. That's a really great nail line. This is a good one. Could have been a little higher, but for me, what we had to work with, I think that was a huge win.